He's with Larry H. Miller, Chevrolet in Murray. He's been there for 12 years. He's married to Mikkel for 206 months and 7 days. You can do the math. He has 3 children, Felicity, Detroit, and Angelica Faith. That's all he gave me. So what's something we don't know about you? That's what everybody wants to know.
Well, I would love to answer that question in one-to-ones, and I'll get to that as well. But there's a lot of things that you can't find out yet.
His sisters are here, so he's not going to say it.
I know.
They already know.
Maybe we should ask them something we don't know about you. All right, last thing then will just be what's the sum of your key to success? Gratitude, like it. Russell Garrett Baldwin.
So I like to joke. I grew up in a sarcastic household. I tried telling my older siblings that they fed that into my brain as a child, and they said, "What are you talking about?" I think that was just them trying to tease me back, gaslighting me into thinking that I'm the only one that's crazy in the house. But it was you and Robert one day. But I wanted to start out with gratitude. First off, I'm thankful to my visitors that are here, my sisters. I've got a couple visitors over here that are also clients, and even Cameron coming from invitation. So I very much appreciate that, and I very much appreciate BNI. I think it's very easy to take it for granted in life, all the things that we have. I think that BNI has been very transformative for me. Not only in helping me propel my career forward, but also giving me some direction. I really didn't have the bankruptcy angle before joining BNI 10 years ago. And so that was something that BNI taught me as an opportunity to focus and help. So I am thankful to BNI. I'm thankful to my family, both my spouse and my children, my siblings, my parents. I'm thankful to my God. I have so much to be grateful for. And so I want to talk about that as kind of a driving force today. The first quote that I have here, many of you may recognize. This is from a poem by Grace Noel Crowell. This is the second verse of it. But because I have been sheltered, fed by thy good care, I cannot see another's lack, and I not share. My glowing fire, my loaf of bread, my roof's safe shelter overhead. It's easy for me now. It wasn't always easy for me in this regard to look back and see some of the things where people have been looking out for me, and to be just more open as far as sharing that idea of gratitude. I have so much that I have been given. I feel like when I was knocked down, it was the generosity of others that got me back on track. And so being able to work again is huge for me. Larry H. Miller himself is a bit of an inspiration for me. This is a quote that we wear on our shirts every year for the day of service. That is, go about doing good until there's too much good in the world. I realize that might sound strange coming from a car guy. Larry H. Miller himself started as a parts counter guy in the automotive world and eventually became the force that he is in our state by having this incredible drive. And this became a quote that he said over and over and over again. And I think that it is something that we can use in our own lives and that it can be very powerful. So with those two things in mind, the first thing I want to talk about today is that of the Christmas jar. For those of you who don't know, this is the text message I received 3 years ago, day after Christmas. I had not worked for about 6 months. My Christmas was very skinny that year. Everything that I had was given to me by family and friends. My one sister that isn't here today set up a GoFundMe for me. My sisters that are here today, my brothers, my cousins even got involved. My mother got involved. I had a Christmas because of them, and because of, I still don't know who this is with a Texas phone number. and how they were connected. And so the Christmas jar showed up at my door. And so since then, with the Christmas jar, we've been working to pay it forward. Again, I've been given much, so I too must give. And so with the Christmas jar, and I'm gonna send that around, I'll grab my paper over here as well. This year, we've already handed out 5 jars, and that's been about $3,000. This is jar number 6, it has about $500 in it. The goal is still $5,000. I've been blessed by people sharing families with me, so I have another 6 families that we would love to get Christmas jars to, so share the word. I'll be posting something on that today. But again, because I've been given much, I get to be the mouthpiece, if you will, as far as helping others direct that giving. Now, you'll hear me talk a lot about bankruptcy auto loans. It's not just a car. If you are fortunate enough to say that it's just a car, fantastic. I love that for you. But most people got here today in a car. They didn't walk, they didn't ride a bicycle. Maybe Darren rode his motorcycle again, but I'm lumping that in with cars. How do you get to work without a car? It's not just a car. And so for that person who's losing their car in a bankruptcy, to have a way to go, I want to be able to help that person, because it's not just a car. It is their livelihood, it is providing for their family, it's making sure their kids have Christmas. That's why it's such a big deal, that's why I talk about it so frequently. Ideal referral partners for me, bankruptcy attorneys are gonna be number 1. Other attorneys are a great referral source because if they don't practice bankruptcy, they refer to somebody who does. Clergy can be a big connection. In the case of at least 3 of the families that we've handed out Christmas jars to this year have come from clergymen being able to share information with me to be able to get the money to those families. And then small business owners, if your boss has the guy that he goes to, I want to be that guy, right? And so if the boss is referring the employee and saying, just go see Russell, that's a great connection. Whether it's a difficult scenario and they're upside down in their cars, they don't know what to do, whether they're going through a bankruptcy and they don't know what to do, I want to be there to be able to help them navigate that dark time. Because it sucks. It's not fun. It's just not. And so if I can be there to help reduce some of that stress and make their life better and get them back on track so that they're still going to work, that's worthwhile. And to me, that's just another example of paying it forward because I've been blessed by other people helping me out. I'm Russell Garrett Baldwin with Larry H. Miller Chev. This is the next step, which is fill out the trigger sheet that I left on your desk. If you circle yes and have your name and phone number, I'm gonna call you within 2 weeks. Normally it's 1 week, but we got the holidays this next little bit, so I'll call you within the next 2 weeks to set up that one-to-one and answer all your burning questions, and I'm gonna ask you a load of questions too as well. But again, Russell Garrett Baldwin, Larry H. Miller Chev. Thank you.